Welcome everyone. Today I'm going to discuss about one of the very important aspect. This is innovations and technology. And innovations actually help us in an effective way. First thing first, innovations and technology. Two key ingredients for improving preparations and transition to college. Whether desired consent success must change his conduct with the times. There is nothing more difficult to take in hands, more prior to conduct, and more uncertain in the success than to take the lead in the introductions of a new order of things. Because the innovations has more enemies, all those who have done well under the old conditions and lucranes defenders in those who may do well under the new. Some changes attempts example 1990s World Wide Web, DNA for a franchise broadband video history archive, Loa Electronic University, indoors playground, government service cards, one-to-one computing, e-medical records, healthcare poolings, courseware, campus, ad support, email, 100% E by 2003, IP video telephones, GIS or GPS criminal tracking. Dominant private practice for change, high volumes, leap and read rapid, new progress, current process, low volume, high cost, low cost. Government failure to pretension, care and whip over a much longer times, new progress, keeping the old process but do less of it. Many important aspects we can move. So we can ignore it all when it comes to our own programs. Who's changing in education government is like trying to run through a well spandex cortex the flotation so nothing sticks and involved with the universal elements blueprints and amazing substance that seems industries and repeat everything. Example of the kind of question that I intend to ask as a way of invert you with a viral idea. Pro popscorns. Would it be unethical to make learning addictions? TV, music, game, drug, gaming, and other industry do understand the questions. Which does to face license extreme trillions comfort or learning? We try to do analogy, replications, and combination of these easier things to help learns. What about when we can digitally and elementally duplicate the prescribes to achieve the difficulties as we identify the electrochemical process and simulation that are involved with pleasure, spirituality, comfort, fun, etc. Will the wise and commercial industry be the only one willing and able to use them? If we make learnings to solve aquatic fields like eating junk food, gaming, and stakeholders all at once, what is wrong with that? Modern science and technology, humanity, great question. Being able to observe, identify, model, manipulate, create forms, combine the part of anything, cosmos, atoms, genes, cells, brain, bodies, ecosystem, knowledge, work, process, market, and institution. Digital automation, miniaturization, specialization, customization, globalization, mutations, commoditization, disintermediations, modelization, technical determination. These are many important as a center for proximity, center for culture, center for production, center for application, center for global skills, center for excellence, center for integrations, center for creativity, center for discover, center for brokings, and center for service. These are the many important aspects. The long-term shaking way to change the world without having asking permissions or having to try to convince those who will be the force to change and already the idea. Technology systems are interconnected waves. The history of such systems shows that consist repeating pattern change in the speed and power, complexity of one part casual, comparables changing in other part, which is concerned. The word database, tools and virtuals, how we think differently from their use in often even very important to us. Do you remember the first time? Do you remember the first time they click these things? Do you remember the pocket protectors and website? The The viral idea was to connect between interface functions and data. The dominant tools, metaphors, idea of our time is the database. The coming together or meaning of jurisdictions, industries, companies, tools and technology products and device professional skills of job, the viral spread of the IT across and within the industrial element of life. Not swords and bolts, rails, electricity, auto tries, paper, plumber and lumbers drone the greatest expansions of human productivity. Data, network, software storage, human computer processing, and the effect will be at least as large. Government and education as a service. Considerations, brokers, standardize automations and innovations. Documentation rule, virtual elements and redeploy. E-form function summary. These are the many important aspects of the developments and specifically wire, wireless process and short storage. Anyone, anywhere, IP Explorer, please put your universal translators. Watch the third screens and artificial brain cells, artificial brain, artificial eyes, artificial eye implant, permanent maculas, synthesis and lungs and kidney. Over 100,000 calories, bionic limbs moved by thoughts, exoskeletons, limbs, joints and bones and carbon natures. A brain gate elaborate realized patterns and Nagel's long-term goals of the study were the developed brain-computer interference. Eric Ramsey has been locked. His thinks brain in interference. They are presently detected the patterns of firing in singles and the pattern of in associations with particulars product produce. Beyond alleviating the effects of disabilities become ability, ample ability, equability, malleability. Composed reach to speed 20 cardiac instructions per second and equal to the human brain. By the end of 2040, a supercomputer raised the collection's brain speed all the human brain alive. Cumulative machine interface become larger than cumulative human intelligence. Non-invasive brain scanning capabilities are growing exponentially. These are the many important aspects, and this way we can handle our things in a proper way. And if we can carrying unit of credit hours, linearity, grade, subject, learn to the remembers, education and expect to cure all without limits. Assessment is misled with too many highs, the policy response inadequate to the moment of the change. These are the many important aspects of our development, and if we can take proper initiative, we can handle this in an effective way. Thank you, bye bye, and take care.